welcome back to another video, and you've joined me today in the driver's seat of my BMW 130i. Now, what is today's video all about? So yes, I'm going to go for a bit of a spirited drive. I'm going to really try and fall in love with this thing once again, because I haven't actually driven this for a good couple of months now, believe it or not. And yeah, basically today I want to just talk over the plans for this car. So I've kind of mentioned, you know, a little bit here and there what I want to do with this car, but I really want to give you guys kind of the, you know, what's to come over the next couple of months. And I mean, in terms of like the engine, and I always, whenever I get a car, I always like to take care of the engine, because it's probably like the biggest expense. You know, if the engine goes wrong, then, you know, you're talking hundreds, thousands of pounds potentially. So I like to make sure the engine is sound before I go ahead and do everything else. So, you know, with regards to the engine, it's pretty much there. Like, you know, the N52 engine on a whole is a very, very reliable engine. I mean, this is on 130,000 miles and it runs absolutely spot on. I mean, what we've done so far, we've done a few gaskets. So we've done the rocker cover gasket, we've done the oil filter housing gaskets, we've done the intake manifold gaskets, we've done the whole crankcase ventilation system, we've done all 6 spark plugs, all 6 ignition coils. I'm sure there's more things, I've probably forgot them. What else? We've done obviously multiple oil changes. We've changed, you know, all the filters and everything. But I can't really think of too much apart from that. And I think, I mean, as far as I'm aware, the only thing left to do now with regards to the engine is the water pump. So if you guys know your N52 engines, you'll know that the water pump is pretty notorious for failing. Now, I know that this has actually had a water pump replacement at some point in the past. I actually have an invoice for that being done, but I believe it was about 9 years ago or so. And like, has my water pump failed? No, it hasn't failed, but it is indeed leaking. So I did make a video or two about the leak, and I thought it was something else, but it wasn't. And I'm pretty sure it is the water pump now. Now, why is the water pump leaking when it's already been replaced? Maybe, you know, they didn't do a good job. Maybe they didn't replace a gasket. Maybe they only replaced the water pump and not the thermostat. I don't know, but I am going to be replacing the water pump and thermostat. I've already got them waiting at home. I just need to find the time to replace them. So yeah, at the moment it means that I'm having to top up the coolant every few days or so, because it is losing coolant. You know, not stupidly quick, but yeah, I have to add a few hundred milliliters every few days. So yeah, it's a little bit annoying, but once I get the water pump fixed, then, you know, we should be all good with regards to that. So yeah, that's pretty much, you know, the plans that I have for the engine at the moment. So yeah, once the engine is sorted, then we're going to really focus on the suspension, because I've pretty much like taken care of the brakes. You know, I've already replaced the, you know, discs and pads. I've done the brake hoses, I've done the parking brake shoes and all the rest of it. So the brakes are taken care of. Next thing we need to look at is the handling and the suspension. So I'm pretty sure that I'm going to be completely removing the rear subframe. Now, I know it's going to be a hell of a job. It's going to be a big job, and it's going to mean my car is going to be, you know, off the road for a couple of weeks or so, which obviously isn't a problem. I have other cars. But yeah, I'm thinking, you know, completely strip down the rear subframe, because they are prone to rust, because they are steel. The front is aluminium, but the rear subframe is steel. So I think what I'm going to do is give the entire rear subframe, you know, a good clean down, you know, wire wheel, take it back to the bare metal, and yeah, then we'll either get it powder coated, or we'll just paint it with some, like, you know, some decent metal paint. But then after that, I'll probably more than likely like polybrush it with some Powerflex polybrushes. I have them on my BMW E60, and it made a decent difference. So it made the rear end, you know, a lot tighter. because that is one of the things I will say with this car. Like, it's very, very tail happy. I mean, yeah, it takes like no effort at all to get the back end out. And I mean, I don't know if that's just a natural characteristic of the car, you know, with it being a short, you know, hatchback with, you know, 265 brake horsepower going to the rear wheels, or if it's something that we can maybe improve with, you know, some suspension upgrades, bushes, things like that. I don't know. But yeah, once the rear subframe is then fully sorted, I'll probably just overhaul the entire suspension setup on the car. So, you know, we're talking new shocks, new springs, bump stops, all the rest of it, and all the suspension arms as well, which, yeah, I know it's not going to be cheap. We're talking around the £1,000 mark to overhaul everything. But once that is done, then it's done, isn't it? It's going to be good for the foreseeable future. I mean, most of the suspension components on this car are original, and the car is like 15-16 years old, so they really do last. If you get OEM or genuine BMW suspension components, they really do last. So once it's done, it's done. And yeah, to be honest, like, I'm happy to spend the money on this car because I know it's only going to go up in value. You know, the BMW 130i, it's already a pretty rare car, and I have a good feeling that within sort of 10 years or so, these are going to be pretty sought after. It's like the last naturally aspirated, you know, straight six engine BMW. So, you know, I really do see them only going up in value. Found some nice roads now, so let's put our foot down a bit. Let's go down to second. This car is so much fun. Okay then, so where was I? We was talking about the plans for the car with regards to maintenance. So, bloody hell, Jesus Christ. I honestly almost had a head-on crash then. There was a Jeep just came around the corner and he was on the wrong side of the road. He was literally in my lane. I don't know what the hell he was playing at then. I had to slam on the brakes. But yeah, where was I? Let's get the aircon on because we are absolutely roasting in here. I'm trying not to have the windows down because I don't want you guys just to hear a load of wind noise. That's better. But yeah, where was I? So yeah, plans for the car in terms of maintenance. So I guess once the suspension is sorted, we can really just focus on getting the car looking pretty. I mean, I have done little bits and bobs, you know, new steering wheel trim. I've done, you know, little tiny trim pieces all around the car. But yeah, I guess we'll, you know, more than likely get a full respray because it really could, you know, benefit from a full respray. I know it's not going to be cheap. We're talking thousands rather than hundreds of pounds to get it done properly, but it really does need it because I'm pretty sure this car has had multiple repairs, multiple bad repairs, I must say, in the past. And yeah, there's paint flaking off the car all round, and I'll probably get a new bumper at the same time as well because I don't think the front bumper on this can be saved. It's got a crack in it, you know, like I said, it's probably got filler all around it and that. So yeah, I'm more than likely just get a new bumper or at least a replacement one. And then yeah, I guess after that I'll really just, you know, replace any trim piece that could do with replacing, you know, any trim pieces that are scuffed, that's on the interior and the exterior, and just get it looking like factory fresh. I guess that's really like what I aim to do with my cars. I mean, I'm really not that big of a fan of, you know, heavily modifying cars. Some cars I think look good when they are, you know, quite modified, but in terms of BMW, like if you get a nice looking BMW, I think they look good from factory. So I really want to just try and get this looking its best again. And you know, if I see some OEM plus modifications, then yeah, I'll definitely consider doing them. Oh, one other thing that I forgot to mention with regards to like maintenance and all the rest of it, it's not like a must, but it's more of a want, and that would definitely be an LSD. I guess that would kind of help with the rear being a bit sort of unstable at times, but maybe I can turn up there. But yeah, an LSD, that would like I think that would completely transform this car. Probably have to get in touch with Mike at Gear Labs for that, because yeah, he done some good work with my BMW E60 diff. He completely rebuilt that, so yeah, I'll probably have to get in touch with him for the LSD for this. Oh, a couple of questions that I've also been getting from you guys is, when do I plan on taking this thing on the Nürburgring? And as is the case with many things, I don't know when we are going to be able to travel at the moment. I mean, the plan was to go September time. I'm thinking it's more than likely going to be more like October. I think it's got to be October at the latest. I wouldn't really want to be going there sort of November, December time. I would say it's probably going to be very cold, and chances are maybe icy and things like that. So yeah, I would say it's got to be September, October time, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see when we can cross borders again. What was the other one? Oh, am I selling this car anytime soon? I think I've already answered this a bunch of times, and no, I'm not going to be selling this car anytime soon. I mean, at the moment, like, I plan to keep this car forever. I'm going to spend whatever money it needs, and yeah, just invest a lot of time, a lot of love into it, and just get it looking and driving as it should, because yeah, it's only going to go up in value. So if I ever did want to sell it, then all the hard work and money would pay off. But yeah, no plans to sell it anytime soon anyway. Gear shifts are really aggressive. You know what? I think it would actually be a good idea to get this on the dyno, like I did with my BMW E60. Because I mean, I know it's 265 brake horsepower supposedly from factory. But I wonder what it's running. I would say it's not going to be far off that. It's definitely got more power up the top end than the E60. But yeah, let's try and find out how much power is lost over the 15-16 years or so. I really don't think a whole lot, to be honest. That would be a good video in itself, I guess. So yeah, if you guys would like to see me put this on the dyno, do let me know down in the comment section below. Few better sounding things in this world than a naturally aspirated straight six BMW engine. Okay then guys, so I think I am going to wrap this video up. I hope you all have enjoyed it. Hopefully it's given you an insight as to what is to come with the BMW 130i. And yeah, if you have enjoyed it, please give it a like, leave a comment down below, subscribe if you have not already done so, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace!